Hello everybody, welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to just start a rebuild and how to rebuild your team in Madden 24. Let's grab my controller and get right into it. First, you want to go ahead and just hit the franchise tab thing here, and then you're going to open this up. You'll have your files if you have previous ones. You can do whatever you want. Use active roster. That's the roster you have queued up, basically. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys are watching this video, you probably just want to do real life NFL roster. If you're trying to rebuild a team, then preseason week 1 is the only one we really have. Then choose your team, and I'll just go ahead and just pick the Saints here, and then you could use a custom coach, and we'll go through all the options here. You can become a player, but if you're looking to rebuild, once again, you could do either an owner or a coach. You can manage and coach the team, rebuild your stadium, and relocate. All things you could do when you are a coach. Set prices for everything you sell. I think that's an owner thing. Get feedback from your advisor, also an owner thing. So I'm just going to stay as Dennis Allen. Like I said, you could use custom coach and just put in your own little information if you want to make your own little character. This stuff won't be, usable for you guys because it'll all be gone. If you're trying to play these, then you guys can look for good settings out there. But quarter length, I have like probably around 9. And then season experience, you can, if you want to control them all and you're going to play through it all. And this is a huge one right here. Reorder depth chart. Make sure that's manual. And then you'll have yourself, like, it's all up to you. The CPU won't mess with anything. And then I have this stuff off as well. And then tutorial pop-ups. You want that on if you're new to this. I won't lie. It helped me out quite a bit. Salary cap. If you're new to this, something fun to do to get into the swing of things is to turn salary cap off. But I keep it on for realism reasons. Then I normally just turn these off if I'm looking to do a quick rebuild. But if I'm playing through, I want it to be realistic and I turn them all on. That is kind of personal preference. And then down here, breakout scenarios I want on, but development trait regression, it's just too absurd. It's too quick. They take, development traits off immediately, which we'll get into that a little bit later. And then you have your settings. You can press back and then head into your franchise starting at preseason week 1. And here you are now at this point in time. And now you have 74 players on your roster, so you can go up to this little preseason bye week that's right above the Saints logo up to the right of it. And you can try to cut all the players you want to cut in case you don't want like anybody to get auto cut. But for me, I just normally do this. I just go straight to regular season. It makes all the cuts for me, and I just have a base to work with, which is fine. It's not going to cut anyone that's going to get any playing time anyways, so I'm fine with it. But if you are looking to play every single game and you're looking to have like that sort of franchise, then again, you probably want to go monitor which players are cut and what aren't. So there's that. And then you can set season goal. I don't normally. Opening keys, I don't do that. And I just normally upgrade the players that need to be upgraded. So I'll do that right now real quick. Just go into here and I see quite a few and I don't want to deal with all that. So I just press triangle, upgrade all the players. Yep. Just make sure that's all done and all good for me. Now we start at week number 1. Biggest thing you want to do here, as we're getting trade offers for Foster and Moreau, you can go over those. But I'll brief you guys right now on just a few things that I look at week 1. I'm going to go ahead and set my team is the first thing I'm going to do here. Set my team at the depth chart for quarterback. I have who I want at quarterback. Running back, this is in the correct order. Kendre Miller with that is 69 is a little absurd. Wide receiver, I probably want Rashid Shaheed playing over, Traquan Smith. Brian Edwards really isn't that great, so that also can happen. Taysom Hill, Juwan, and Foster Moreau, I'd probably like them in that order. Make sure everyone's good on the offensive line. It's probably already is. And then linemen, it is what it is. Carl Granderson. If I want Isaiah Foskey to play, sure, I'll put him there, but not for now. I like Granderson. I want to see what he can do. Brian Brzee, I want him playing over Nathan Shepard, just lower age, high overall, all that good stuff. You guys can kind of watch other rebuilds in Madden and stuff and figure out like kind of the meta and kind of what to do. But for here, you're kind of just looking around, looking for the best opportunities. So right here, you see Paulson Adebo only has 2 years in the league. Alontae Taylor was a rookie last year, but over a guy like Isaac Yiadom, so say he's like above Paulson Adebo, and Adebo can progress still. Yiadom, not so much. He's a little bit older, so I want the younger player starting, and especially because he's the higher overall. But even if he wasn't, like, it is what it is. Abram kind of fell off a cliff, I'm not going to lie. And then these are also kind of huge right here. Third down back. If I wanted Jamal Williams to come out in almost half of the formations that are running back related. So if I wanted Jamal Williams to have half the snaps at running back, I'd put him here. But I want Alvin Kamara because he's better in that third down role, which is more the pass catching and quickness type ones. Power back is definitely Jamal. Slot receiver, this is where I want my Rashid Shaheed. rush left end, I want Cameron Jordan coming off the left end. And then off of this edge, I want the rookie Isaiah Foskey out of Notre Dame. And then here I'm also going to want Brian Brzee. Despite, you know, him being a 64, he will be able to get to the quarterback. So I'll let that happen. And then Demario Davis and Pete Werner in the middle of my field is perfectly fine, with Jonathan Abram right behind them. So that's just fine. Slot corner. I guess we could just keep Paulson Adebo there. He's already playing CB3 anyways. A lot of this stuff sounds like jibber jabber to you guys. It's really not that important. I'm just making sure guys are in the right spots. Then at this point, I know everyone's in the right spots. The computer can't mess with it because I clicked off of the reorder, the auto reorder depth chart or whatever it is. I'm going to go ahead and sim to mid-season, see how the team is doing and seeing if I need to do anything and showing you guys what to do. And at the mid-season, we are 3-4, and there's a couple things here we want to look at. And that is players ready to negotiate. So players that are on the last year of their deal and looking to negotiate towards another one. Big thing is, I should not have picked this team because of the salary cap, which you guys see in the top right corner where it says 2024 cap room. It is negative 7.4. So I have no money to sign these guys, which is very unfortunate because I definitely would have brought back Cesar Ruiz. Cam Jordan just inked a new deal. Definitely would have brought back Rashid Shaheed and Carl Granderson, possibly, if he's doing well enough. So no money means nothing, but you guys can kind of go in. Oh, I should have showed you guys that. I will real quick. So players ready to negotiate. You want to go in. You want to find someone you want to negotiate with. For me, that would have been Cesar Ruiz. And so I would have gone in here and I would have said, okay, if he's looking for a little something like this, that's fine. But you guys can't see it under me, or I guess under my face cam there. Interested in your team. If that's high enough, you guys could even take some money off this. So see how it is here. I would add, since he's such a young player at 24, I'd want him for another 5 or 4 years. Even 6 or 7 is plausible. But I'd probably say 5, and then I'd knock this down to 3 and turn this up to 3. 1 for just corrections, like I think that's just better, but that is fine. He would take this deal in a heartbeat, but unfortunately we do not have the money to make that offer. But I was just showing you guys how to really go through that little process there. And so now we're back out here and stuff to do. You guys can scout a national scouting national focus. It really doesn't matter. But what do I need most on this team? Let's say corner. So if I'm looking for a corner, I want to put some little extra emphasis on it in this little draft here, or this upcoming draft here. I would just do focus scouting for corner, and it would just help out a lot, regardless if it's a strength or not of the class. That's kind of up to the game and the auto-generated draft class it gives you. I typically upgrade my players, and then I check the stats, and then if I need to, I make trades, which I'll show you everything. So right here, once you click the trade center or whatever, you always go to trade finder because it's just the best way to do it. Add player or draft pick. For me, players with 1 year left. So you see under Tyrann Mathieu's name and all that information, it says YRS, that's years left, and it says 2. And I'm going to look for someone with 1, and I see a really good player with 1 left who's a lot older than you really want to carry on your team. If I want to get anything back for him, that's good. Jameis Winston is also another good little example. If you want to try to get anything for Traquan Smith, I'm sure you can. But a player as good as Cameron Jordan is going to get interest. So what you want to do here, I'm going to actually press triangle. I'm going to see if the CPU is going to set up any deals for me. And since I said corner was such a good deal, I wouldn't even take Kyler Gordon at this point. It's just not worth it. Lewis Cine, I'm pretty fairly interested in at free safety, but Tyler Boyd, someone I don't want. This is a good deal right here. Gabe Davis, even though he's on the final year of his contract, this is an even better deal. Jerry Jeudy, and a 4th and a 7th, of this year 4th and a next year 7th. Byron Jones, not worth it. Asante Samuel is so worth it. This trade right here is, I'd definitely accept. Kenny Moore, 28, I'm not really looking for that. So I would go over here and I would just say, yep, and I'd take that deal. Cam Jordan, an old veteran with 1 year left on his contract who is just going to walk, is no longer going to do that. I'm going to get pieces back for him. And the fact that I'm 3-4 tells me I'm not exactly contending right now for a Super Bowl. But if we only had 2 or 3 losses, I know that's only 1 off of 4, but it would say that we were on the right track. And if we only had 1 loss or undefeated, then I'd say we are all in. I'm keeping our best players, and that would have meant not trading away Cam Jordan. Now I made my way over to the stat page with Derek Carr to look over his numbers. Alvin Kamara to look it over his. Really good. Receiving, Michael Thomas doing what he needs to do. Maybe I realized Chris Olave needs to do a little bit more. So I try to find a way to elevate his role in the next season or even the last half of this season. And look around here, TFLs, Isaiah Foskey and Brian Brzee showing out, the 2 rookies. Sacks, we're not getting any sack. Might want to change the playbook. So to change the playbook, once you're here, what do you do to change the playbook? You're going to go to manage staff. You want to go to team schemes. And now you want to find a team that works. A team that I think generated some sacks with a really good edge was Carolina Panthers playbook I think I used recently. So if you want to find Carolina, you can do it for both offense and defense. I'm going to do it for both offense and and defense. I think just simply that's what it works for. You guys don't need to worry about base 4-3, and you don't need to worry about all that yet. And once you guys get a little bit more advanced, maybe you guys can try to finagle with it, mess with it a little bit. But for now, those newbies out there that are looking to rebuild teams probably don't need to know all that. And yeah, now we would eventually just go ahead, sim to the playoffs, and see what magic our team can make in the second half of the season. Hopefully you make playoffs, or hopefully you lose out. You want a good draft pick, or you want to try to contend for that Super Bowl. And we go 6-11, which is good news for draft reasons. But other than that, again, with no money, kind of does suck because we won't be able to do much. So at a time like this, you probably wanted to contend. We'll go ahead and check the stats and awards here, see how the team ended out the season. Hopefully better than they started. Derek Carr was absolutely atrocious in the second half. Got his awful numbers. Alvin Kamara kind of fell off as well, yards-wise. Michael Thomas was fine. Olave probably won a bigger role, but it's hard when your quarterback wasn't doing so well. Now TFLs are good, and our highest sack number was Isaiah Foskey in the 4th spot. So playbook really didn't help all that much, but it is what it is. It helped a lot with interception. Asante Samuel getting those snaps as well. So yeah, good stuff here. But we'll head towards the final 2 things you guys need to worry about, and that is going to be the free agency. So we'll just go ahead and sim to the offseason. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know down below. I know this hasn't been the best explained video as we go, but it is what it is. And right here, I should mention, we head into this next one. You guys can look at the 2023 season recap if you want. It's just going to tell you who won the Super Bowl and all the awards and stuff like that. I've done enough of these to the point where I don't care. It's kind of like a little side piece. If I wanted to show, I would, but it's not really a big deal. It's virtual awards being given out for a simulated season of many. So you can go right here, and this is your last chance to re-sign players. And honestly, right here, you just see whether or not there's anyone you're missing out on. And I'm not missing out on anyone. Cesar Ruiz, if you wanted to, if I still hadn't got a deal done and I wanted to get a deal done, now would be the time to do it. And I do it. Something like this, now that he has less interest in the team. I know you guys can't really see it, but I mean, it is what it is. If he doesn't want to come back, he doesn't want to come back. Plus, I don't have the money to bring him back, so he will walk, aka he will enter free agency, is what I will just show you guys now. So advancing into free agency this upcoming week, we're going to be looking at a bunch of them with no money. So who knows? Maybe by now we have 30 mil or 20, something like that. It kind of fluctuates. Still at negative 7.8. So I mean, okay, let's say I'm in here. I need a wide receiver. Okay, we can look for one. Mike Williams would be a great option, especially if I'm a contender. But if not, I'm looking to pick up a Gabe Davis type, who's an 86 overall at 25. That still gives him a good 3, maybe 4 years to progress, and then maybe raise that dev trait and delay his regression. So that little star thing, so that little silver thing at the bottom right past his college there, that's a development trait you want. So this is superstar. This is star. And I'll show you what this is. Superstar X Factor right here, and it kind of slows regression. It gives you special abilities, stuff like that helps the players. So this right here, this old bronze one, this is normal. Everyone moves at a faster rate. Everyone starts regressing at 28. So there's just certain things that go in, but you guys can look at this. You can only make 5 negotiations happen in this first little period. So what I do, I try to work with Isaiah Wynn on a contract, or Jonah Williams, who's 26, because he's a little bit younger and a little bit higher of the overall at 76 is pretty good. This is a pretty good tackle class right here with all Wynn, Williams, and Jones. So Taylor Lewan also, I mean, look at that, man. That is just sexy. Anyways, moving on here. I'm getting a little distracted. You would go over here, you'd go to targeted, and you'd see all yours, and then you'd press down on your left stick or L3, and it would evaluate the offers That's what I just did, and it'd say to remain, and then you go to your signings and you'd see everyone that negotiated with you and wanted to join. It's pretty self-explanatory, and once you get the hang of it, you won't be really that scared to spend all the money and whatever you're doing. Next thing to go to is the draft, so we're gonna go ahead and sim to that. After you get all the players you need to, and that's fine. And here we are in the NFL draft. We're going to go ahead and start drafting. We're going to navigate the draft boards. We should be picking generally low. If I had to guess, inside the top 10, yes, just inside. We're picking 7th. So right here, I'm going to pause the draft. I'm going to go ahead and view my draft board. I haven't done any resource towards these picks here. So what I'm going to do here is take a little look-see over at the right side of my screen and look at some grades. Some that stand out is this guy right here. If that wasn't a C, you want to look for top-end guys. So far, nothing's really piquing my interest. If I saw like one of these two guys right here with a lot of A's and then A-C, A, B, you know, somewhere in there, like this kid right here, Andrew Curse, the fact that he's a running back kind of isn't appealing, but 5'9", 211, runs a 4.32. Everything about him is elite except his strength, which is fine. But to see C carrying and whatnot kind of doesn't turn you off, but you're just like, okay, is he worth taking at 11 where he's rated at, or 13, or wherever it was at 12? So I'd be just fine falling down the board a little bit and getting a guy like Jeff Hickman, who I'd be picking more realistically towards, which is, you know, an average guy with elite strength. He won't just get beat, you know, because one-on-one's pretty important with B zone coverage, B tackling, B press. He looks more like a safety than anything, but A awareness is also a good tell towards his overall. So I'm fine with the depth down the class. I'm not looking to move up or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and skip to my user pick, and that'll go ahead and bring me over to the 7th pick, which is where obviously I pick, and we're going to look for a player that is worthy of being picked at this slot. So headed into here, not really interested in the quarterbacks. Daniel Holt, or Donald Holt here, is a very interesting prospect. Free safety, I believe that is Tyrann Mathieu for us. This guy's an insane athlete. Skills, A awareness, C block shedding, B man coverage, B zone coverage, B hit power. I'm going to say, screw it. I see the A to C tackle. I don't care. Normal development stinks at this spot. If you're picking inside the top 10, you want someone with hidden development, which will come up as blue. And we didn't hit on our draft pick right there. That's for sure. We don't know yet. He could be a pretty good overall, but we just capped off that ceiling with the normal development. But if we can get him defensive player of the year, he has a chance to go up. So that's also something to look forward to. And I'll show you guys how to move up in the draft if there's someone I want, which I'll find someone that I want, I'm sure. So we'll go ahead and go down the board. I'm sure that that corner was still there. So yeah, I would have much rather had Jeff Hickman, who just trade up for him. It's not that easy. I want this guy right here, 6'4", 204. He's got some insane ratings. Jatavius Mobley, and physicals right here. Not the fastest at all, which is kind of a bummer, but everything else looks great. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to simulate pick by pick till one of the Jeff Hickman goes, or until the other corner that I was just looking at goes. And just like that, Jeff Hickman goes. So now that the Jags are up on the clock and I want someone, I'm going to go talk with the Jags and see if I can make a move up to their pick. Possibly make a little negotiation with them. It's going to be tough with our cap space. I didn't even think about that. And this really does stink right here, because the Jags have -7 mil. It's just basically financially impossible to make a deal with them. So we're going to look for someone with the 17th pick instead of the 16th and hope that our guy doesn't go at 16. And another team that just isn't wealthy at picking at 17, which is the Steelers. So I saw, who was it? Was it the Titans picking at, was it the Texans? Who was it? I was picking at number 18. Someone. Okay, so this deal right here would work out for everyone. Ryan Ramczyk, who's getting paid a lot, and I'm looking to rebuild, and the Chicago Bears want to protect their young rookie quarterback, or younger quarterback, Justin Fields. I would go ahead and try to submit the trade offer. Done deal. Let's send it to the league office and make it official. I just traded Ryan Ramczyk for a pick 4 down the road, so hopefully our corner doesn't go then. But this is more for an example, not the corner. So if he goes, I'm not going to be like devastated or anything, but if he goes here, it's going to be a punch, gut punch, but he doesn't. So we go ahead and pick our player, and that'll be the corner that I saw that we're hoping for, you know, a good development trick, because I want to up his speed, because it is not good. So Jatavius Mobley, 6'4", great size, runs a little slow, 23, a little bit older, and he's normal. So that's not what you want to see at all. I'm trying to show you guys hidden development, but doesn't seem to be very giving today. So we'll go ahead and go to our next user pick, look for someone there. that might be worth taking. So this guy right here has a good chance of having hidden development, considering his athleticism is insane. Runs in the 4.3s and just has C catch in traffic, A spec catch, B deep route, B release. Might have an F here and there, but that's fine. We'll just take a chance on Nathan Silver, who has hidden development, and a lot of the time, guys like this with insane like one-off traits, you know, they might have something fun about them, or they're a crazy athlete, whatever it is. There's a pretty good chance that they have hidden development, so you can kind of sniff those out if you wanted to try that. But I just look for good players, honestly. I'll go ahead and end the draft. Let the CPU handle the rest. You guys could try to pick the best you guys want down the board. It's not that important. You're not really going to hit, but the draft classes this year seem to be a little bit deeper than usual, though. And we'll go ahead and look at the draft recap. See how we did this draft right here. I don't expect the world of it, though. Okay, never mind. Donald Holt was really good at a 77. That's solid. Jatavius Mobley was really good. And then Nathan Silver, the receiver we took, was really good. And then Kerry Rogers at center was really good down the board. And then Marcus Arthur, the corner, plays man-to-man, 21 years old, 69 overall. That's a great pick for the 6th round as well. So maybe he can develop over time and become that CB4 or something, just one off. In case anything happens. Also, if you guys wanted to try to relocate your stadium or were curious how to do all that and just didn't get the answer until now, sorry, but this is how you do it. You just click on manage team, and then it'll give you an idea, or give you the option to relocate, and you guys can figure it out from there. You just press relocate and then relocate where you want to, and then pick stuff. It's not that hard. So there's that. I think that's pretty much it. You guys just go to preseason 1, and then you basically start all over again. You start with a depth chart. Make sure these new rookies are in the right spots. Make sure everybody else is in the right spots. Make sure you're making your player upgrades. And yeah, hopefully this video helped. Anything, like I said, not really well explained. This is kind of a on-the-fly thing. I don't really have a script or things telling me what to use, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, let me know if you guys need anything down in the comments. I've already invited you guys with your questions and whatnot. So that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.